There is a real demand, whether that is on in the energy space or whether it's in the security space, for customers wanting to do things in a more autonomous fashion while burning less fuel to save costs and by operating safely no matter where their operations are.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Philipp Stratmann. He is the CEO of Ocean Power Technologies. And Philipp, good to see you again. How are you?
Doing well, Steve. Good to be on.
Yeah, so some pretty significant news releases in the last couple of days I want to ask you about. First off, you're again seeing this global expansion of sustainable autonomous operations. It's pretty well everywhere now, and everyone's looking for it. And you fit right nicely into that category.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like what we're seeing is that there is a real demand, whether that is on in the energy space or whether it's in the security space, for customers wanting to do things in a more autonomous fashion while burning less fuel to save costs and by operating safely no matter where their operations are. And this is, we've been expanding in Latin America, we've been looking at the Middle East, we've obviously been working in North America for a while, but we're also starting to see, now multiple requests and projects coming to fruition in sub-Saharan Africa. So we're pretty excited about where that's leading us to.
Philipp, you've announced that you are the initial certified operator under the Association for Uncrewed Vehicle Systems International Trusted UMS Operator Program. So it's a mouthful, but it should be because it's an important designation for the company.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not going to repeat the full name. I'm just going to stick with AUVSI. I think it's probably going to be easier to do that way. But yeah, I think being one of just over a handful of trusted operators under AUVSI under these new rules that can provide certified training for ASVs, USVs, I think it is a critical step. What that means is that when customers contract with OPT, not only are they getting a solution and a product that is fit for purpose and will do exactly what it needs to do, but they can also rely on the fact that we are going to provide them with operators that will either operate the vehicle for them, that are trusted operators, or that the training they receive from us will be training that is certified and that is at a level that is appropriate for the operations they're going to be doing. And I think that's a great confidence boosters for customers that want to step into this autonomous market segment.
Is that one of the things that have been holding people back is that, they don't think they have the expertise to be able to do something like this, and you're just providing that for people?
I think it's certainly part of part of the change that's ongoing.
Yeah.
We've seen this over the past couple of years. Our systems, the buoys and the vehicles, have moved from it's a prototype, it's a demonstration, to it's a real project, and we're starting to broaden that out. And I think the easier you can make it, and the more that you can show to a you know potential or current customer that you are certified and you know how to operate these things, and it's going to be safe and high quality for them when they're going to go out in the ocean and use these systems, I think the quicker you can convert pipeline to backlog to revenue.
Yeah. One last thing I want to ask you about, Philipp, is back where we started this interview talking about this contract in sub-Saharan Africa, one of the key things about it is that the company now has a new test site in southern New Jersey, and that's very unique for for a lot of things that are going around in the world. Can you talk a bit about the ability to have that and how important that is, and showing clients what you can do?
Yeah, absolutely. We're really pleased with the conversations and work we've done with the United States Coast Guard, who helped us get this outline box down in southern New Jersey, um, essentially permitted, for want of a better word, and enabling us to do autonomous vehicle demonstrations, testing, sea trials, yeah, and a whole range of other things in an area that gives us now access on the East Coast to do testing even during the summer and in kind of the shoulder months, and even in the winter, provided it's not frozen over. Couple that with the test side work that we've been doing in the Bay Area in California, where our robotics development team is based, we now essentially got 12 months of the year access to testing of vehicles We've obviously got test sites where we're towing the buoys out and work on that side as well. And it enables us to do that on the Pacific and on the Atlantic. And I think that is super important in terms of rapid development, rapid prototyping, and rapid integration of additional sensors for our customers. So, we're happy with the way that our conversations with the United States Coast Guard went, and we look forward to doing similar efforts in other parts of the world.
Philip, great information as always. Thanks very much for this. Good to see you again. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Great to be on.
All right, Philip Stratman, the CEO of Ocean Power Technologies.